Right. Well, we mentioned earlier the Browns in the spotlight, maybe opening up against the New England Patriots. That's not official. It's just some word that's going on. And I say I don't like it. It's a tough game for Freddie Kitchens normally, but this being his first one and in the spotlight. How did Freddie Kitchens become the associate head coach of the Cleveland Browns?
The associate head coach?
Yeah, well, I mean, when he came here, they made him the associate.
Oh, yeah,
It didn't seem like there was any.
I think you have to, if you bring a coach from another team, you have to give him like another title.
Well, that's probably it, because here's his resume, as you see right here. Starting back in 2006, he was a tight end coach for the Cowboys, then the Cardinals, quarterback coach for the Cardinals, running backs coach for the Cardinals, and then associate. You're probably right. That's what they did to get him here in 18. Associate head coach of the Cleveland Browns, and then offensive coordinator.
By the way, they did need someone to associate with the head coach when he was doing that.
What does that mean? They go, let's associate and get a beer?
Well, no, I don't think many people wanted to associate with the coach, but somebody had to, so Freddie got.
How surprised were you when it was Freddie Kitchens?
Well, a little bit, in that he had never done this before, and this was like a really important hire. And I think if they hadn't if he hadn't become the play caller at midseason and did what he did, I don't think he would have gotten
Probably
it.
Not. Probably not.
But it's hard to argue what I mean, it wasn't just a little bit better when they made those changes. It was a lot better.
Yeah.
And I think, you look at that and say, well, he has to have something to say with that, and I think they figured, why not?
Well, in the case of John Dorsey, I mean, so far everything's gone Dorsey's way. He hasn't, quote, made a mistake yet. And now he's going to turn it over to Freddie Kitchens. He must have supreme confidence in this guy, or he doesn't necessarily come off as the prototypical head coach. But if John Dorsey, I'm still under the theory that if John Dorsey says it's okay, then it's okay.
I agree. I mean, everything he's done since he's came here is worked, it seems, and I think he's earned. He's earned the trust of the fans and the media and everybody. I mean, you look at what he's done and say, well, this guy clearly knows what he's doing, and so let's see how this works. A lot of coaches in the NFL, I think, first-time head coaches were that kind of a guy. Like, I don't think Blanton Collier was looked at as he was the hot assistant at the time he took over for Paul Brown,
or you thought he would just be an assistant coach forever.
Yeah, and John Madden was very young when he took over, and I think there's examples of guys who've risen to the head coaching job from unlikely paths, and it's worked.
Well, so. It's clear there's not one way to do it.
Right, yeah. And there's not one way to coach, and and you really, with most of these guys, you don't know until they become the coach and you see the results of.
I just think him calling the plays, and I know that's why he got to where he is right now. I think you need to be a coach of the whole thing, and to me, game situations. You want to score and go for two. You want to whatever you want to do. You want to sit on the ball till halftime. I just think that's tough to do when you've got others. You got a guy injured, and the doctors are telling you he can play or he can't play. Then who are you going to put in to replace the guy?
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of coaches doing those two jobs. In fact, I would argue there's only about 3 or 4 guys that even have earned that right. I mean, and those have to be like experienced guys.
Right. It's not your first It's not your first job.
Yeah, especially your first job when you're just trying to learn how to be a head coach, and now you got to call the plays too.
Right.